Welcome to the latest episode of Cut to the Chase. Davis, I don't need to sell. We are not giving it away. We are not in a hurry. Those are the three things that people say the most, right? And I started a listing presentation these days by saying, I know you don't have to give it away. I know you don't have to sell. And I know you're not in a hurry, but here are the things you need to know to actually be sold instead of helping others selling, because you're going to be sitting on the market, not in the market.
Correct, because you're competing in a market with people that do have to sell, that do need to sell, and they're not going to give it away, but they're prepared to meet the new norm. I just love those words. I wish I had a card I could pull out and say, oh, stop.
Yep.
Just read these three before you're allowed to say anything else.
That's why I said them in advance. So they feeling like, this guy knows that we don't have to sell. We don't. Like, look, here's the thing. Vendors' motivations are hidden sometimes. And the way that I see it, if you pay for the marketing, let's go to war and let's see if the money is there for you. The reality though is that it's very important, and people know, vendors know what the situation. And look, I sell everywhere in Auckland, you know that, but in Messi today, 250 plus listing, 75 are 3 bedrooms. In March, there was 7 3-bedroom sales. Now, those are the facts that you then got to give them to say, I know you don't have to sell, but are you going to be one of those 60 that hasn't sold, or are you going to be one of those that will sell? Because what you could have got yesterday is not what you can get today, but what you're going to get tomorrow is less than what you're going to get today. And then shut up and leave it at that.
Well, I had that same example with my beautiful wife this morning, right? With a pre-auction offer, and they said, no, we want more. And it's like, well, hey, your home's not sitting in isolation. Hey, your home's in the market with people that have to sell, that need to sell. So here's the new norm. But I don't want to be calling you in a few weeks' time going, hey, the money's now less. Man, it's one of those classic cliches, but we've got to step people through that and get them and show them the market, and then they can go yes or no.
And it's about case studies as well, Davis, because on top of my head, I can think of 4 or 5 properties that they had an offer. They say no, fast forward 2 weeks, 2 months, and they sold for less. Now, if you don't have those...
And I don't want to be calling you the next one, Diego.
No, we don't. But if you don't have those case study yourself, you would work in an office, you would have situation or other agents that have situations like that. Write them down, write the property, write the first offer, write what it's sold for, and then come up with a bit of a case study and say, have a look at these 6 vendors. Give them a call if you like, but this is what happened to them. Don't be one of those ones. Realize that the best offer sometimes is the first offer.
Yeah.
And don't have to wait for 3 months to actually realize what it is. Because in 3 months, I'll tell you what, Mr. Vendor, I promise you, you're going to get less than what is today. I am genuinely optimistic, and I'm going to get you as much as I can, but these are the facts.
Well, one of my favorite ones at the moment, I'm an optimistic pessimist in this market that's in flux and transitioning to those buyers. So take the money, move on with your life.
Yeah. And look, I know you're optimistic. You're still carrying a hairbrush, right? Look, that's our job, to be optimistic and actually showing. Because, this morning I had a vendor, and very disappointing because I've got 2 apartments, 1 bedroom, and the buyer decided to negotiate with that one. And he got very disappointed. And all I had to say is like, hey, look, I'll find you someone else. And he was like, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. Be optimistic regardless of the situation. Because if you're not, gosh, things that can be hard out there. So be the optimistic, give them the stats, give them the figures, let them know what's happening, and let them know you're on their side. That is the key, right?
Oh yes, because no one walks into this office, do they, Mel? No one ever walks in and says, give me the most sour, dour, boring, beaten up agent you got. I want to list or I want to buy through that person.
No.
Bring in the energy, have the courageous conversations, and the money will just rain down happiness on you.
That's right. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week. Cut to the chase.